In this video, I'm going to show you a trade. It's not a winner, but I want to show you this trade anyway because it demonstrates the discipline required to pass challenges in a prop trading environment, and potentially it's useful also to keep a funded account. Let's have a look. So this is the BTC USD chart, and you can see on the 4-hour time frame that there is this descending triangle. Recently, the price of Bitcoin broke this trend and went on its own. We see it here again more closely on the 15 minutes chart, but here I want to go closer and closer because I want to show you the trade that I've done this morning. Here is a magnified version of this segment. You can see that there is a bearish trend and then there is a pullback right here around 68,200, and I decide to take advantage of the pullback and enter this very point around 68,630. The trade since the beginning seems like going in my favor. However, there are a couple of reversals that are kind of concerning until this point where the price goes below my entry point. The trade is not going as planned, and my strategy seems to be invalidated. So I have to make a decision. Shall I wait to hit the stop loss, or should I cut the losses and get out this trade immediately? I decide to stay into the trade a little bit and wait for a pullback, at least to the point of my price level. The intensity of the buyers doesn't seem very strong anyway, so as soon as the price comes back to my entry point, I decide to get out and sell essentially at the same point, 68,627. And now look what happens right after I leave the party. Right after I sold, the price of Bitcoin started to climb all the way up, not quite to my take profit point, but it reaches a respectable level of 69,200, in which I could have probably take home maybe 30% of my position and make some profit. With this trade, I didn't really lose any money or didn't really make any. The reason why I wanted to do this honest review is because I think that there are a lot of takeaways by looking how the market can make a fool of you. This is a typical example of the trader's hindsight bias, where you look your exit point during your post-trade journaling, and you see all the missing earnings that you could have made today and you didn't. And looking back at the trade, I can see that my exit was indeed quite premature. Why did I go out so quickly? Because I was scared by this law, but it was not that low because I still have quite a margin here before hitting my stop loss. So overall, it was a trade that was well planned, but it was not properly executed. It was affected by the feeling of watching the direction of the trade going in the opposite way of what I planned at the beginning. However, there is a constructive lesson that I can take home. Although the exit was premature, it was motivated by the right intent, which was to cut the losses. In prop trading, you need to avoid losses at any cost, because if you lose big, you will lose the account and you will lose your chances to pass the challenge. While if you cut your losses, you will maximize your possibilities to pass the challenge because you will have more trade available, which means more chances to get access to the funded account. So the point that I want to make by sharing with you this video is that in prop trading, you don't need to be a phenomenal trader. You need to be a disciplined trader. You need to make sure that you give yourself enough room to fail, but to have another trade to try your chances to pass the challenge and to get to the funded account in the next step. It's about probability. It's a probability game that you can win on the long run by working on your discipline, your strategy, your consistency. So I hope this information was valuable to you, and I hope to see you in the next video.